All right, here we are for round number 4. We're 2-1. We're going to keep this hand. I do have to discard if I don't draw anything that I can play. Got a pretty fast clock with my win conditions. Got a removal spell, some card draw. Tranquil Cove. All right, I'm going to go ahead and lead off with the Barrenmoor. You can always pick that up later. So this is probably, I don't know if this is Tireless Tribe or what to expect out of a blue-white deck, but we'll see. Really don't want to discard. Hopefully I draw a red source of some kind, so I don't have to discard, but may very well happen. Okay. Seagate Oracle. Don't have any answers to that. Another curse is like ridiculously bad. Yeah, I think I should have maybe just done this last turn and discarded a curse because I have so many, but I really didn't want to have to discard. So I don't really know exactly what my opponent is on. They might be on 420 Dragons, like Esper familiar list, but I kind of doubt it with a selection of lands. They could just be on Acid Trip, which I would guess would be a terrible matchup for us. Like, I don't know how we're gonna beat Acid Trip. They're gonna double Stone Rain me next turn. Chose to not shuffle. Chose to not shuffle, but still hasn't played a land, so that's an interesting one. Okay, drew a bounce land, probably their best draw here. Let's go ahead and play this curse on them. See if they care about that. Then I'll probably cast this Night's Whisper, kind of regardless of what they do. Okay. Would have been nice to draw some of these cards earlier, but it is what it is. I kind of think this is probably Acid Trip, although they've never really played Ponder before, so I guess I'm not really sure. It's definitely more of a preordained deck, just like almost every deck is. Unless you're a combo deck, you probably want preordained more than you want Ponder. All I know for sure is this is definitely a Mulldrifter deck, that's for sure. So I'm going to take some damage here in order to get some more cards down, in order to get like some of my win conditions down and stuff. So let's go ahead and I think I'm going to play, I should have probably played my Bojuka Bog this turn. I think I miscounted my mana because I want to get my Pristine Talisman down. I guess I'll play the Onyx Goblet instead, just to be more mana efficient. This is definitely, there's like no way this is a Daze deck, so. Oh yeah. Onyx Goblet, importantly, gets around Circle of Protection red, you know, just in case. Alright. Yeah, looks like this is Esper Familiars then. So my opponent is like snapping their Mulldrifter here. They probably should have attacked first. I assume they're snapping their Mulldrifter. Maybe they're playing just something else. Like another Mulldrifter. Oh, Mnemonic Wall. Guess I should have Bojuka Bogged. That's okay. So probably gonna bolt the Mulldrifter here. Then we'll see what else. I have to decide if I want to play this Forgotten Cave. I really don't want to play it because I have so many lands, but I'm also like really short on red sources. All right, bolting the Mulldrifter. I'm gonna Chainer's Edict my opponent. I assume they're gonna get rid of their wall, but maybe they won't if they're a Ghostly Flicker deck. Yeah, it looks like they are a Ghostly Flicker deck. Bojuka Bog you, Onyx Goblet you, pass the turn. So I don't think this is a good matchup for us. Yeah, it's looking pretty bad. Things are not looking good for us. They're just gonna have me pick up my Rakdos Carnarium and then I won't be able to cast any spells at all. Gonna discard my Curse of the Pierced Heart. People pick the wrong thing with the Denrova Horror all the time. If your opponent has a bounce land, just make them pick it up. Like, this is a terrible decision. I don't know what my opponent's doing. Like, I don't care about this goblet. I'm just gonna discard it. It's possible I should have kept it because like my only black spell. And I should have maybe discarded the Curse because it's harder to cast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've got exactly enough to Chainer's Edict them this turn. Okay, I'm just gonna do that. I think I just have to play this Forgotten Cave, unfortunately. As much as I've been trying to hold it. So this is a close race with our opponent. We would have like lost for sure if they just made me pick up this Rakdos Carnarium, but they decided not to. So then I've been basically forced to play it again, and then they could have just flickered this guy and made me put it back in my hand again. So Swamp. So if you're playing like a removal deck, any deck that has blue creatures that are bigger than like 1/1s, you're in a bad matchup for sure. Like Seagate Oracle, Muldrifter decks, they're always just really bad matchups for these black-red decks. And unfortunately, I've run into 3 of them out of 4 matches so far. Managed to beat one of them, and probably should have managed to beat another one of them, but that isn't what happened. Let's curse my opponent here. I think I'm just gonna not... Yeah, I'm not gonna play anything else. They're gonna Ghostly Flicker these end of turn probably, and I'll Lightning Bolt the Seagate Oracle. I'll probably have to discard my Magma Spray. It is what it is. Just a brainstorm, huh? Now I have to decide if I want to hit the Seagate Oracle right now while I can. I don't believe for 1 second my opponent has Momentary Blink. Although that would super blow me out right here. But that's not really a card that people play. Certainly not a card they should play. That's interesting, my opponent was just going to waste their mana. Very interesting. Yep. The sunniest of familiars. So here comes the flicker at the wrong time. Nope. Compulsive Research at the right time. My opponent has this one of these basics to discard. They discarded a bounce land. That's so much value though, you know? It's multiple lands. They played one of these, I don't know which one. I'm just gonna discard them both. Oh, another Denrova Horror is pretty bad. Now maybe they should have me pick up a curse, I'm not really sure. I'm just gonna discard this Magma Spray because it doesn't do anything. Goodbye, Magma Spray. Now I kind of wish they made me pick up this Carnarium so I could draw a card off my Baron more, but that isn't the world we live in. I'm probably just gonna bolt their face. I assume both of these curses are coming back to my hand this turn. I really needed to draw a card draw spell there. So they're probably gonna attack me with both Denrovas, and then they're gonna blink them both, and then I'm gonna have 2 curses that I'm forced to discard. All right, Reaping the Graves for Mnemonic Wall, sure. That's value. Could decide if I could bolt this Sunscape Familiar, but I'm really just hoping that they never draw. I'm just hoping they never draw a Ghostly Flicker, and then I can Lightning Bolt them and kill them when they don't think that they're in a bad spot. So I think I actually have lethal. No, I don't quite have lethal with a firebolt. So basically I'm just hoping they never draw Ghostly Flicker. I think this deck plays like 3 of them or something. Yeah, I don't have any outs, I don't think, but we'll find out. Firebolt was what I was talking about. Just gonna bolt him in the face. Could have actually killed one of these Dinarova Horrors with that, but I didn't. It wouldn't really matter. Darn, they remembered to attack. Alright, I'm dead. So, what do we want against this deck? I want 4 Pyroblast and 4 Duress, I think. Not really sure what I want to take out. Definitely want to take out the Evankar's Justice and the Electrickery. They're both really bad. Firebolt and Magma Spray also pretty bad. So, there you go. I don't think those spells kill any creatures in their deck, so they're pretty easy to cut. We'll just run it like this. So this time I'm taking a little bit different strategy. Instead of trying to control them for the whole game, I'm trying to put on a fast clock. So gonna keep this one. Got some pretty good cards. I think I'm just gonna run my Baronmoor out there. Gonna hold this Bojuka Bog a little longer. As long as possible, basically. So even like a Ponder, I'd like to snag a Ponder if possible. So I'm gonna get my curse down now, and then next turn I'm gonna duress them. Alrighty. Sunscape Familiar. Guess I'm not duressing because I'm going to cast Innocent Blood. And I'm going to pick up my Baronmoor. So I figured, that was a great draw, by the way. So the reason I played out my Baronmoor in the first place was I probably wouldn't want to cycle it unless I drew a bounce land. This is a tough call if I Pyroblast this. Actually, I think I will. If they're missing a land drop, okay, they're not missing a land drop, unfortunately. That could have been a huge play. Rather resolve Night's Whisper than a Duress at this point. Get that Brainstorm out of their graveyard, I guess. Alrighty, so not in great shape, but we're not dead. Yeah, I'm gonna counter that too. I think my opponent's missing black mana. Nope, they're not. They're not missing anything. So, there's no way for me to get this Pristine Talisman down, cycle my Baronmoor, and cast Duress. But I do want to cast Duress. Hopefully they have something. Nope. Jeez. It's pretty brutal that they only had one non-creature spell in their top like billion cards. Also, it would be nice if I hadn't Pyroblasted that Brainstorm. Seagate Oracle's a strong one. That's probably their best draw besides another Muldrifter. Okay, let's go ahead and cycle this Baronmoor. See where that leaves me. Leaves me with trash. Gonna hit that Seagate Oracle. Play out another Talisman. I think I'm gonna play one more Mountain. And then I'll discard this Swamp to their Dinner of a Horror. I assume that's what they're casting. I've already cast a number of Pyroblasts, so I wouldn't be super scared of one if I were my opponent. Alright, let's drop that swamp. That was a good draw. Some might argue that was the best draw possible. They would be correct. Although I wouldn't have said no to a Pyroblast. Alright, Meldrifter, sure. It's always a question if I want to make them sacrifice this Meldrifter. Looks like it's not a question because I don't get to choose. Alright, let's make them sacrifice one of these guys. I haven't drawn any good, I haven't drawn any more of my curses or anything, which I guess is good because I would be way behind if anything besides maybe a land or a Pristine Talisman had been a curse instead. But if I had been double cursing them this whole time, could have been in a decent spot for sure. All right. Patrician Scorn took out our one curse, so I guess it's good I didn't draw another curse. That's a pretty crazy one to bring in against us. I don't know which of these they have left. Probably still one of them would be my guess. In their upkeep, I think I'm going to terminate the Meldrifter. If I don't draw another Bojuka Bog, it's going to be really hard for me to deal with Reaping the Graves. I do have a lot of copies of Bojuka Bog, basically. I'm going to leave that mountain in my hand in case they resolve it in Rove of Horror. Yeah, I'm just going to counter that. It's a pretty annoying one. It'd be nice to counter an actual card advantage spell, but I don't have an actual answer to that guy. I don't really want to take 4 a turn. Especially since I've got all these Night's Whispers. Still going to hold this mountain. So like I'm not going to counter another Din Rove of Horror if one happens. Lone Missionary, sure. I don't have to terminate that guy. Because I'm racing that guy exactly evenly with my Pristine Talismans. Just going to remove all their win conditions, hopefully. I'm going to let them draw as many, like, play as many of these 1-for-1s as they want. Chose to not shuffle. I haven't seen any Nightscape familiars yet, any of the black familiar. They chose to not shuffle, yet they are not casting anything. All right. I assume that they didn't do that just because they wanted to draw this Dimir Aqueduct. Another land. What the heck? Why didn't they shuffle with their ponder? Now they're not even attacking me. Is my opponent intending to mill me out? Like, do they have deep analysis or something? Alright, Lone Missionary attacking me. That's cool. We've got a snap here. Gotta say, I don't care about that. I'm assuming this means that they're gonna cast Reaping the Graves this turn, which is a little annoying. Actually, no, I was gonna say I should have maybe bolted that just so they couldn't Reaping the Graves for so much, but it just adds to Storm anyway. Yeah, that would be the only thing they could keep on top. So this is a nice little 3-for-1 for my opponent. But Denrova Horror isn't really one of the important cards. My opponent should be getting back, almost certainly be getting back 2 Muldrifters and a Seagate Oracle, not a Denrova Horror. Certainly not 2 Denrova Horrors. I actually don't care about those. I'm not even going to counter them. I'm going to counter this Muldrifter. So yeah, like I said, Denrova Horror not important. I'm just going to terminate it. Just going to discard my mountain. Discard my mountain I've been saving. Hit me with another one. This one is tougher, so I'm definitely going to terminate this one. I think I'm actually, yeah, I guess I am going to Pyroblast this one. And my reasoning is that I don't have an answer to it. Like, I don't have a removal spell that kills it. I don't remember if I know what they have. I kind of think they have a land still. I know they have a Muldrifter, so I'm gonna save that to rest for later. Could kill this. Could have killed this thing at some point. Make it a little tougher for them to cast their spells, but I don't think that's the axis I'm fighting on. Yep, Muldrifter. Muldrifter happens. I was a little scared that I was getting to rest, but I don't think that's really a spell that my opponent should be necessarily be bringing in, or that they really have room for. Like, they're not really a black deck. My opponent was considering casting something, so let's go ahead and try this duress. Maybe they have a Ghostly Flicker, and then I can bolt their Muldrifter in response or something. Or like a snap. Yep. So just bolt the Muldrifter. Teachings? This deck plays Teachings? What? Well, I sure wish the second Rakdos Carnarium had been another Bojuka Bog instead of this. Alright, well, that was a pretty good draw from my opponent as far as cards to draw off Muldrifter, both Ghostly Flicker and Teachings. And there are 3 cards they drew for the turns. Hopefully they drew exactly 1 spell that I can take with the rest. God, man, that's so brutal. Like, my opponent drew multiple spells off of their 1 draw, and then they didn't draw any off of their next ones. Alright. Things just not quite lining up for us. Another Sunscape Familiar. My opponent's going to go off here. I don't know how many Denrova Horrors they play. I might have exiled both of them. But if they find a... Yeah, that's brutal. I really needed them not to find a Mnemonic Wall this turn. Like, I could have probably still won this game if they didn't find one, but they've drawn so many cards, there's no way they aren't going to find one at this point. I didn't realize this deck played Teachings. I don't know if this might not be the 420 Dragon version. Like, it might not be exactly. Chose to not shuffle. So, Compulsive. Chancery Gun. They find it. Yep, they found it. So, we'll see if they can kill me in time, to be honest. I don't know if they have enough like creatures and stuff left in their deck to kill me in time. Like they might not have enough power left. Especially if they have no more Denrova Horrors. Like this Ghostly Flicker actually isn't that good. So they do still have enough for this Teachings. Now they don't. So if I draw an Evankar's Justice, I should be able to take this game down. Otherwise I'm going to be pretty big trouble probably. Just go ahead and bog right now. Can't really cast Terminate. Did get to take out their Teaching, so that's good. I don't anticipate my opponent ever not having Ghostly Flicker up for the rest of this game. But it's actually going to be tough. Like, I cut a lot of turns off of the clock if I terminate this Muldrifter and they have to flicker it to save it. Like they'll go down to only 11 cards. Hopefully it's like a Ponder. Okay, Seagate Oracle. Cost them 1 card again. This is a tough one. So like, if I hit their Muldrifter, then they'll have to flicker it now. I'd prefer they drew their extra cards like too late for them to attack with all their stuff. But if I do it later, they might not flicker. But they are definitely racing me big time. They'll definitely kill me before. So what I need to draw, like Firebolt would be a great draw. Another land, not a great draw. So let's go ahead and in their upkeep, I will terminate Muldrifter. It's 2 power, so they kind of have to flicker it. Oh, they have a Hydroblast. That's pretty bad then. Just F6 here. I don't really need to bluff anything. Obviously, I have nothing. Probably should have saved some of my other lands at some point. Chainer's Edict, not very good anymore. They can just get rid of their Sunscape Familiars that aren't doing anything anyways. But I have to do it because in case I draw another, if I draw another Chainer's Edict, I don't know, let's grab that Mnemonic Wall out of their graveyard. Also, I want to take that Hydroblast out. I don't want them, I think they have another Mnemonic Wall probably, at least. It'd be nice if they couldn't use that. Alright, 7, so I'm only alive 1 more turn. Super flooded. We only drew 1 curse. Only one of our what, 9 cards that deal damage to our opponent? 8 cards. So we've got 8 cards that can damage our opponent. We got the Evankar's Justice, and we have like 4 curses. Oh, looks like that was lethal. I miscounted. All right. We died. This seems like a terrible matchup, so not too surprised that we lost this one. Every Rakdos deck you play is going to be disadvantaged against Muldrifter decks. So that's it for this one. I will see you guys in round number 5.